Coach Tina and Coach Sean from CrossFit Extra Mile. Today we're going to show you some mobility pieces for the traps, the thoracic spine, the rotator cuff, and the biceps and forearms. We're going to start with the traps and the thoracic spine. You'll need a lacrosse ball, and eventually you're going to need a barbell. We'll start here with the lacrosse ball, and I'll show you what we're going to do for the traps and the thoracic spine. We're going to start here at the top, and we're going to work to carve around the shoulder blade all the way to the base of the shoulder blade, the point of the shoulder blade. So Sean's going to lay back. That lacrosse ball is going to be on the trap. And if this is as comfortable as you can be with the hips and the knee and the feet flat on the floor, that's completely fine. If you need a little bit more overpressure, simply bridge the hips up, and it gives you a little more pressure directly down onto the lacrosse ball. But he's going to work through this trap by simply moving himself around that ball a little bit, up and down, maybe to the sides. If he finds something that's a little sticky, we're going to work a little overhead motion, and you simply touch that spot where you feel like you get a little restriction, and then you'll come back off of it. And you're simply going to work to carve out that shoulder blade. So he's going to use his feet to move him around the lacrosse ball. Then when you get to about the middle of the shoulder blades, on that side with the lacrosse ball, I want you to give yourself a nice big one-sided hug. We're drawing the shoulder blade now out away from the spine. You're going to get a lot more access to what's in the middle. And so from here, he can scrub side to side, he can scrub up and down, just an informed piece here that only you will know what's in there. So find it, hit it with that lacrosse ball, nice big hug, moving away and down around to the shoulder blade. So you can do big hug, we can do overhead, anything that just helps facilitate kind of creating a different conversation between that shoulder blade and spine. Cool. All right. So now, after you've done that for a couple minutes, maybe 3 minutes or so, we're gonna kind of we'll decompress it a little bit. Now we're gonna stretch the traps a little bit specifically. And this is where the kettlebell comes in really handy. So kettlebell is going to be behind you. You're going to reach behind it, pick it up, and what you want to do is you want a kettlebell that's heavy enough that allows the hands and the arms and the shoulders to just be drawn toward the floor. From here, you'll work ear to shoulder, a little ear to shoulder, a little chin to chest, and then you can also work rotation. You can spend a couple of minutes here at a time, or if this gets uncomfortable after a minute, take a break, come back to it for another minute. But just again, we decompress this trap area. Now we're going to stretch it a little bit. Second alternative to not having a kettlebell, if you're at the office, your desk is a great tool. Simply grab the underside of the desk with the palm facing up. Pull yourself away from it just a little bit. The hand is now anchored. You've created a little bit of distraction. Now you can do the same thing here, except it's single-sided. It's going to be right side, and then rotation, then switch to the left side. Kettlebell's handy because you can get both sides at the same time. If you're at your office and the desk, it's one side at a time. Cool. All right, rotator cuff. Lacrosse ball, have a seat. Put your butt and then face that way. So the lacrosse ball is going to go right back here in this triangle. You're going to lay back. And the arm is going to come, the shoulder is going to come to 90 degrees. 90. Now, you can, one of two things. You can stay here if you find that this is uncomfortable. If you're not too uncomfortable here, you can roll to your side. And what you're kind of looking for is there anything back there in that little triangle at the back side of my arm that's tight, that lacrosse ball is hitting, that's a little uncomfortable? And if you find something, stay on it, and then simply work palm toward the floor, and then back to neutral. Palm toward the floor, back to neutral. Okay? So that's your rotator cuff. On this one, stay here only about a minute, and then switch to the other side. You're more than welcome to come back to it, but because this is such a small area, you don't want to spend a lot of time hanging out on it. But once you find something, just pin it down, palm goes toward the floor, and back to neutral. If you find something and it's palm to the floor and it's like, oh, I need a little bit more, you can actually add a little bit of overpressure, not much, just a little bit of overpressure, and then back to neutral. Okay? So that's rotator cuff. Now we will move to bicep and forearm, and this is where you will need your barbell. So Sean's going to get himself situated facing the barbell. His arm is extended. I'm going to bring this to him. Palm is down. We're going to place this on his bicep. Line it up. And he's just going to smash from the shoulder down along the entirety of the bicep, just giving it kind of a global smash just to see what's going on in the bicep. So if there's anything going on here, he's got a couple of choices. Found something? So now what we can do is you can work, just turn the palm over, turn it down, turn it over, turn it down. You can also then palm up, work just a little bit of bicep, and stretch it down, pin it, stretch it down. Okay? Finds the next thing, you can do the same exact stuff. Let's say he finds another one. Then you can treat the bicep this way, pretending the arm is a windshield wiper. And then you would just continue to find whatever might be in that bicep. The next thing you will do is after you finish maybe 2 minutes or so on the bicep, we're going to move to the forearm. So this one is palm down for sure. And what we're after is this big piece of muscle that's just at the elbow. And from there, you will work just a little bit of a global smash just to feel what might be happening there. Find something. A few choices. Just an easy fist, open and close, easy fist. You can also work wrist extension, back to neutral, wrist extension, back to neutral. You can scrub just like what we did with the bicep. Yep. Lots of choices. So 1 to 2 minutes on the bicep. Pick the barbell up and move it to the forearm, and 1 to 2 minutes on the forearm as well. You can flip the hand over now, picking up the barbell, flip the palm over. You can work the flexor side here of the forearm. Just a nice big global wave. It's likely that you won't find as much here, but there will be something going on if you find it. Exactly. Work flexion, scrub it, soft fist. Exactly. So after you smash the forearm, we're going to show you how to stretch it. So tabletop or your desk is a great place to work on these stretches. The first thing I want to do is let's do the back of the hand to the box. With a soft fist, fill in that palm. And now we're going to work on rotating that arm, or the wrist, and the forearm. Just working on rotating it. Good. This elbow armpit should be facing forward. So face it toward me, now lean back, and that's going to put it on stretch. Now rotate it. Bring it back out. Lean back a little bit more, see if you can put it on stretch. Okay? Then we will flip it over. Fingers will face you. As much of your palm on the tabletop or the desk as you can get, and then you will simply lean away to stretch, keeping as much of the palm as you can. Then reset. I want you to let the palm leave the ground or leave the tabletop and come into the fingers. Exactly. So you want space here at the palm, and you want to really give a good stretch through the palm and through those fingers. A couple of minutes of stretching all 3 positions, both sides. Okay? So there you have it. Be consistent, trust the process, and if it gets uncomfortable, especially on some of these smashing pieces that we do, remember to breathe, and we'll see you next time.